Gathering being an integral part, gathering Kuzushi, unbalancing, managing the energy that we're using, whether it's with the sword, whether it's with the empty hand, whatever it happens to be. Okay, here's another exercise. Jason. Okay, your opponent, not opponent, your training partner here, okay, stands, again, just normally in the beginning. Now, when you look at most people, cuts are like a lot of this kind of motion and all of these things. The sword will cut, but the opponent's still right there, which means that I'm still within range of his tool. I haven't done anything to unbalance him to give myself a bit of time in the process. He's not dead yet, even if the wound's catastrophic. It doesn't mean he'll be able to cut me back, but there's a high possibility that that would take place. You know, if I can make an analogy for you guys that have been downrange over the last 20 years or before that, and you shoot somebody with green trip, you can shoot 5 or 6 times, they're gonna die, but they could be shooting back at the same time. It's not carrying any energy into the person, or any of you guys that were in Mogadishu in '93, okay? So that's not gonna help me in the moment. When I transfer the energy to him, I need to unbalance him. It's fundamental to Kenjutsu that this take place. It's fundamental to our jujitsu, aikijujutsu, to our iijutsu, to every single thing we do, that take place in every movement. We're breaking down to some basic drills. So, if I cut down really hard, if I push on him, I could probably push on him hard enough to move him, but we're both gonna know it's a push. That's not what we're talking about, not whether you can move him. How can I move him? If I'm cutting without separating my body, my arms, like Juntaiho, no separation of arms. If I do this properly, I can transfer the energy through him in the moment and gain distance, gain relationship, gain that extra beat or 2 of time, so that 1, his sword can't reach me, but 2, after I cut through, if he tries to, I've got a gap in time to move in, to prevent that from happening. This was critical because here's your choices in classical and Kenjutsu. I kill you, you kill me, we kill each other. 1 in 3 works for baseball, if you're a hitter. Doesn't work for something like this. So the gathering part of this is absolutely crucial. Every movement we make, so it doesn't look like when other people are doing sword. This is not like Iaido or Aikido or other people that use Boken, etc. It's very different than that. If you want to go online and see somebody who's really the best, I think, at this, personal experience, long period of time, Kurotetsu-zan sensei, when you look at some of his videos and the movements there, okay? What you're seeing, though, and what he's doing and how is not the same thing. Ultimately, this is something you have to feel from somebody who can do it. So we're trying to give you some pointers to practice a bit. If I lean, if I push off my back foot, if I flex my muscles to cut down, even if I flex my muscles to try to cut out away, okay? Not gonna work. The energy has to come from my center, has to go through him. You can't see that. You can see it by its effects on him. You can see how that wave of energy goes through, okay? That's a critical part of this. You know, we have the video on how to reach through instead of push. The reason I use the word reach, and I'm reaching into sword in that sense, is a reach doesn't presuppose resistance. So you're not like pushing with your feet or flexing your muscles. You're literally reaching through. You can't see the energy, but you can feel where it goes. If it goes down into the feet, I'm contesting. If it reaches out through the person, it's going to unbalance them. They have nothing to push back with in the moment. It even works better if they're in the middle of a cut and I'm cutting them in the process. Now you have to be careful of this because banging a hard piece of wood on somebody's head or on their clavicle is probably not going to leave you with the training partner that wants to train with you anymore. So a lot of this has to be done statically. You can't choose a shinai or something like that because they flex and you can't transfer energy with them like that. They're a stick for playing tag in that sense of the term. They're not like a sword. So the movement, I'm literally feeling the wave in the center, and I'll release my front knee a little to show. And I'm allowing that wave of energy to go through the person. Can't lean on them, can't push, can't flex. Okay? This becomes a really important aspect